Let me set the scene. I'm sitting up front on an Airbus A321 on final approach into Fort Myers. I'm a retired American Airlines captain, just another passenger heading home from vacation in Honolulu. I don't know the crew. I have no idea that the flight attendant up front has spotted my jacket and that she's already asked the captain to check the cockpit camera. What I really don't know is that in about 10 minutes, that captain is going to give her one instruction. And I won't find out what it was until we're standing in the jetway. In 38 years flying the line, I carried every kind of passenger you can imagine, but never once, that I knew of, a retiree. You see, as a line pilot, you live on the other side of the fence. Your world is dispatch, the flight plan, your crew, scheduling, the gate. You almost never engage with the retirees who used to fly your routes. They're not on your trip sheet. They're just gone, off the radar. So here's what I found out later. When that flight attendant leaned into the cockpit and said, "I think there's a retired captain in first. Should I check?" That alone was rare. But there's a part I still can't get over. The flight deck has one of those cockpit cameras, the ones that watch the forward galley and cabin. When the captain turned on that camera and recognized me immediately, he looked at the first officer and said, I was told, "Well, would you believe this? That's Frank." The FO leaned in and said, "Yep, I know him." Two pilots, one screen. Both of them knew me. Not as that retired guy in row 2, as Frank. Now, here's why that jacket matters. When the company brought in the Airbus, I was one of the instructors who helped stand up the program from scratch. Trained in Toulouse, trained in Miami, part of the original cast before we ever did it in-house. Airbus gave us gear along the way, and that jacket was one of the pieces. It wasn't just a souvenir, it was proof I was there at the beginning of the thing they were still flying. By then, we were already on final approach. Whatever he decided to tell her, he'd have to do it fast. We land. I'm gathering my bag, thinking about my drive, completely clueless. The door opens, and that's when I find out what he told her. Whatever you do, don't let him off that plane. And out comes the captain and the first officer. I almost fell on the floor. Because there they are, walking right up to me. As we all stepped out onto the jetway, they were grinning like they'd just won something. And that's when I understood. They didn't want to stop me because I was in trouble. They wanted to catch me, to see the old captain one more time, to shake the hand of the man who used to be on the other side of that door. That picture, the three of us, right there outside the aircraft, that's the moment. That's 38 years, all wrapped up in one jetway. And here's the part that matters for you, the retiree watching this. When I was flying the line, encountering a retiree was rare, genuinely rare, the kind of thing you remembered when it happened. That day in Fort Myers, I found out what it feels like from the other side. And I can tell you, you're not invisible. Every time you put on that jacket or pull out that boarding pass and fly standby, you're carrying a story the crew up front would love to hear. So the next time you're on a flight as a retiree, say hello to the captain. You might just make his day. You might even make him not want to let you off the plane. There's an old saying, old pilots never die. They simply fade away. For about 10 minutes over Florida, on a random Tuesday flying home from vacation, I didn't. If that story meant something to you, hit subscribe. There's a retired captain in this seat with 38 years of stories, and I've got plenty more where this one came from.